Hi there, it's Kim Record, and my body love tip for you this week is to stop sucking in your belly. Why do we even do this in the first place? Well, I spent so many years doing it, walking around with my gut completely sucked in, being really, really conscious of it, and I know so many other women do this. And well, why do we do it? We do it to improve our appearance, to meet certain standards, to, look thinner than what we are naturally in our, natural relaxed state. But it's so harmful to our health and to our happiness. And this is what I've learned. That's what I want to share with you today. And there's a few reasons why I know that this is harmful to us and why we need to stop this right away. The first reason is that it actually restricts our breathing. Imagine trying to take a deep breath while you are really, really sucking in your belly to make it the smallest as possible. When we try to take a deep breath, it's almost impossible. It's really, really uncomfortable, and it makes it very difficult to get in enough oxygen. Now, oxygen in deep breathing is important for us to be able to manage our stress and tension and anxiety. And we live in, in a society where we experience so much of that on a daily basis. So when we're restricting our breathing, we're restricting our body's ability to be able to deal with all this stuff that we're faced with on a daily basis, which is not a good thing. It's no fun to be deprived of oxygen. The other thing that it does is it constricts our digestive organs. Now, when we constrict something, what does that do? Well, it decreases the movement. It causes rigidity and causes things to get stuck. Well, when I personally was going through my most body conscious days and I was always sucking in my gut, it was during that time where I was experiencing the most indigestion and bloating and even constipation. Now, that might be too much information for you, but some people might be able to relate. So it's something to look at. We don't want to be constricting the movement so much in this crucial area of our body. And in energy medicine, this area of the body is actually the third chakra. It's the area of self-esteem, and this is where all of our digestive organs are. So not only when you constrict this area does it restrict the movement in our digestion or cause digestive distress, it also restricts our ability to lift our self-esteem, which obviously you can see why that would not be a good thing. And then the last thing is that, when we're sucking it in, we're actually closing ourselves up. So it really affects our posture and hence our self-confidence. So I'm going to show you right now what, physically the impact of this. When we're closing ourselves up, when we're restricting our belly, it's almost impossible to put our shoulders back and our chest out and maintain good posture without looking really awkward in the process and being really uncomfortable. So we want to be able to open up and focus on the positive things, not this negative constriction. So that's really something to take a look at. So what can we do when we're focused on our bellies? Maybe there's another way. Maybe there's another way to feel more confident in our bodies. Well, the first thing is to start practicing deep belly breaths. The deep belly breaths will go such a long way to improving everything, even our ability to strengthen our core, abdominal muscles and everything around our core. So the best way to do that really is to lay on the floor, because most of us aren't used to taking deep belly breaths. So we have to really get into the practice. So laying on the floor with one hand on your belly and just breathing. Well, I'll do it standing up, but breathing until we allow that expansion. Now, it's a really awkward feeling for many of us who may not be used to letting our bellies out that far, but it's so good for your health. So when you can get that feeling down pat, and then you can transfer that off the floor, so you don't have to lay on the floor every time you need to take a deep breath. Practice it just doing it at your desk for a couple minutes, during a break, or while you're watching TV during a commercial. Just really be focused on doing that until it does become something natural and becomes more of a habit. We can also work on strengthening our entire core, not just our abdomen muscles. We don't just want to be sucking in. We want to be strengthening the entire core. So yoga is an amazing activity for this. So are HIIT workouts, and even just regular old plank can go a long way to helping to strengthen this area, so that it's looking lean all the time and not necessarily just when we're consciously sucking it in. And then also improving our digestion. So you can actually start to naturally decrease the bloating and the belly fat in that area. Well, breathing will help with the belly fat because it does help with stress, and that's where a lot of belly fat comes from, is from increased stress. So, but improving the digestion, start taking some digestive enzyme supplements, some probiotics, and learn to eat more mindfully and relax while eating, because that'll go a long way to towards improving digestion, as well as, moving more towards live, whole, natural foods, and a little less towards or maybe a lot less towards the processed and refined foods. And then the last tip I have is to start leading with your heart. So focus on your internal gifts. What do you have to offer to the world? And start leading with those strengths, rather than focusing on the negative, rather than focusing on, the imperfections and the things you have to fix on your body. Focus on the strengths. Lead with your heart. And when you lead with your heart, good posture actually comes naturally. So I'm going to leave that with you this week. If you like this tip, please share it and consider joining my Body Love community so you can get these tips to your inbox every week. I'll include the link below. Until next week, have an amazing week, and we'll see you again soon.